Hello guys and welcome back to Repair and Resell. In today's video we're gonna take a look at these beautiful knockoff PS2, PS1 controller. Basically in the lot I showed you before, there were also those knockoff controller coming with it. I consider them as a bonus as I wouldn't personally buy them for myself, but as we have them we can take a look at it. I think the seller just didn't want to keep them, so there might be some that have no fault. If it's the case, it's pretty nice, but otherwise we might try to fix them just for the fun of it, and just because that is what we are doing on the channel. We're taking some random stuff related to video game and we're trying to fix it. So now this video is all about testing, so we're gonna test all of these and we're gonna take also a closer look at them. So here we go. So we're gonna start with this blue controller. It's basically called the Dual Force 2 Pro. I'm gonna give you a closer look at it. Here we go. By Madcat. It's a Dual Force 2 Pro. So we have a analog digital button right here. We also have a macro button, which I'm not sure what it's used for, and the select and start button. So I'm gonna plug this right in. I'm not sure I'm gonna have all the input needed in my tester to test all the button there, but we will see what it will be doing. So I'm plugging this in. Here we go. So this should be recognized. So here we go. We're gonna try those button right now. So this is working. Okay, let's try the select and the start button. Working really nice. So this is the analog button. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's working as it should. Pretty interesting. So what is the macro button? As you can see, we cannot see it on the tester, but this might be for some good reason. I will do some research to know what it's for. I might write it to you right now on the screen. As I'm not knowing it right now, so we're gonna test the D-pad. Here we go. D-pad is going really well also. So this might be already, it's a bit hard to press it on the corner, I think. Okay, here we go, I got it. This might be why it's a third-party controller. Sometimes you can have more difficulty to press some button and to do some functionality, but we can still do it. So this for me is working. And the analog stick are also working really nice. Yeah, I have nothing to say for this one. Oh, here is our first problem. So like that, it's kinda working. It's a bit wiggly. No, this is not working finally. So we have a bit of problem with the left joystick. We have what we can consider as joystick drift. Yeah, right there. So we have a problem with the whole assembly right here. It's not working on the left axis correctly, and it's not working on the left-right axis either. So we will have to replace that or to find a fix for that just to be sure. I was thinking we were having a working controller right here, but we will need to do some repair there. So we will have the opportunity to see the Dual Force 2 Pro from Madcat back on the channel. So I'm just gonna take some notes. I actually got this note from they were giving it through the mail. So I say, why not? There is a nice little penguin right here. So for the Dual Force 2 Pro, we have a bad left joystick. That will need to be replaced. I don't know if I have the part for it, but if needed, I will just order some potentiometer and we will change that, and it will be nice to have a working one just for the fun of it. So we're gonna go for the next one. Here we go for the next one. It's another Madcat controller. I already plugged it in, and this one we'll call it the Madcat Turbo. It also have a sticker right there for 101 as for the other one, and this one we can see through it, which is pretty nice because I like when you can see the inner of the controller. It can always be interesting to see how everything is working. So this one I thought it was belonging to a shop called Video Export. I think the person that sold me the lot was actually getting them through a liquidation from this previous owner. So this one we're gonna test it right now. I already plugged it in, as you can see with these lights right here. So I'm just gonna make sure everything is correct. So let's go for the testing. So for the moment, as on the other one, everything seemed to be working fine. Oh, this is pretty nice. Again, this is working. There is no analog button on this one. And it seemed to be working again. Maybe we will have other surprise with the joysticks. No, it's working nice. Let's try this one. I see nothing wrong with this one. Everything seemed to work as intended. Yeah, everything worked as intended, I think. So this one will be nice for resale. And if you are wondering what the turbo button is doing, is basically when you press it in. For example, I select the X button, and let's try that. I'm not sure how the programmation is working on this one. Let's try this. Okay, no, not like that. Just like you see, this is the turbo programmation. Is basically right now I'm holding the X button, and what the turbo is doing is that it, instead of giving a continuous input, it's giving multiple inputs. So if you need to press, for example, the X button over and over and over and over again in the game, you just press it in just like I did. You keep it pressed, and the controller is doing this for yourself. Basically, this might more be useful for like the R2 button, trying to shoot in game, just like that. If you have not an automatic weapon in a first person shooter game or any shooter game, it will shoot it repeatedly for you. So this can be an advantage you have on other player if you have that kind of controller. And this one seemed to be working fine, so it might be the last time you see it on the channel. And I will probably put it on sale locally, as it seems to be working just fine. But I will surely mention that it's a third-party controller, just because, you know, I don't want people to have too much hope with those third-party one. So we're gonna go for the next one. So we'll go for the other one. This is the Dual Impact by I don't see well. Interact. The Dual Impact by Interact. A gamepad color. It's a bit translucent also, so we can see through a little bit, but it's a bit more opaque. I'm gonna plug it in and we're gonna see what it's doing. So here we go. Oh la la. So really bad start with this one. It's not looking in great condition, as you can see on the tester. So let's try the other things. We seems to have a analog stick problem. Also the R2 button not working. So yeah, I don't know if it will be worth fixing it. And there is already some bug, as I can see. D-pad seems to be working despite everything going on. Button seems to be working well. I cannot test all of them, but they seem to be working. Yeah, the R2 is not working, and there's no way for me to test it. I'm thinking there might be some corrosion somewhere. I cannot see really well through the plastics, but we will surely open it on the channel and see what is wrong with it. We're still gonna try the analog button. You see, This is a problem with the multiple joystick, because when I press it in, it's reset everything as it should, and I cannot test the other one. And also the L3 button is acting as the analog button, so I'm really curious to see what we will find in there when we will open this up. We might not fix it, but we will surely take a look inside. The main reason why I might not fix it is that it might not be worth the money to order some brand new pieces to try to fix this one. I might just reuse some part of it, like the thumbsticks maybe. Maybe that's the only thing that can be reused. I will still take a note for it. Yeah, and the R3 button is acting as the start button. So yeah, things are weird. So I'm gonna take some notes. So this is the dual impact, and it has R2 not working, L3 and R3 are not working also, and both joystick are completely destroyed and not registering correctly. So this is for the note. I didn't take any note for the other working controller, so this is why there is only 2 things written on the sheet of paper. So we're gonna put this one aside. We might see it in another video, as I said, but for the moment we're gonna go for another one, and I keep the less beautiful for the end, but they might surprise us. So here we go for the IP gear controller, third-party controller. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna plug this in and we're gonna see what it's doing. So it's just seemed to be a basic knockoff controller. Doesn't seem to have anything special to it, unlike the other one. So just gonna make sure everything is working right. So it seems to be plugged in. So let's go for it. I'm gonna try again, just making sure. Okay, so it's plugged in, but nothing is working. So we can see we got some power in it. Trying triangle button, circle not working, X button not working. I don't know if we're gonna get something working out of here. Basically nothing seemed to be working. I will just take a look again. My tester seems to be okay. So nothing can make this one work. I will try it on a PS4 for sure. Not a PS4, but a PS2 or a PS1. Trying some game, making sure it might be incompatible with my dongle. But it's still getting some power through the wire. There might be a bad connection somewhere. I'm not able to get it recognized through any way to the computer. It might be totally not working, but I will try to keep you updated on in the description. I try it also with the HTML5 gamepad tester that you can find on the web and that I show in some of my video on how to test these controller. You didn't see it on the screen because it was not ready for that, but this one I cannot test it live in front of you, and the only news you will have for it is in the description down below. So I'm gonna put this one aside and we're gonna go right for the other one. So here we go for the last one. This one has a broken wire already right there. I may just tape it through as the other wire doesn't seem to be damaged, even if this big one is completely ripped off, but the small wire inside are not damaged, and this is the important, so it might be still working. So this one is the Titan. It has also a macro mode. As I told you before, I don't know what it is. I'm not really used to those third-party controller. I'm gonna plug it in and see if we can do something with it. So it's turning on, so this is good, and if we press on the macro button, we see that this is turning on. So let's see if we can test this one unlike the other one. So let's go for the triangle. Oh yeah, this one is working. The select and the start button are working, and this is the analog button also working, and we already tried the macro. Let's try the D-pad. Yeah, they are working. And as before, it's a bit hard to get them to the corner, but what can we hope more from a third-party controller? So we're gonna try this one. Joystick seems to work really fine. They are a bit hard to press in. Yeah, I wouldn't play a game of Call of Duty or any first-person shooter where you need to keep that pressed in, because it's actually really hard for the thumbs. And the other joystick also seems to work fine, and it's also really hard for the thumb. So this one, all I will have to do to fix it before to sell it is, I think I will put a bit of electric tapes right there just to make sure that it's not getting damaged more. But this one will be ready for resale, and I will also look what is the macro mode for you. So this is the fifth one, so we basically are over testing the controller. We actually have 3 of them that have some fault. I'm gonna close the testing device and I'm gonna bring them to you right there. So we have the Dual 2 Pro that will be coming back on the channel. We also have the Dual Impact that is coming back, and we might have the hip gear if I can figure out what is wrong with it, or if it can be fixable, because for the moment I absolutely have no input. And these 2 will go for resale. I don't know how much I will ask for them, but I might not ask that much, as these are knockoff and these are already old system, but it might be useful for someone who wants a cheap controller to play back some PS2 or PS1 game. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and have a nice day.